Hello everyone, in this video I would like to show you how to use the StatCruch to do the topic 9 assignment. I hope it helps the rest of you who has not finished the assignment yet. But for those who have already finished it yet, you can watch the video and learn it as well. Personally I think it's very useful, but I strongly recommend that you read the textbook first and understand the definition and the method, and try at least 2 manually, then use the StatCruch. Use the StatCruch to do the homework. So the first problem, you can watch my previous video. From the second one, you can use a StatCruch. You open a StatCruch.com and then just open new table like this one. You can Google it. Well, if you don't know how to open one, there's one problem. Have one. I think it's problem. Problem 17. You can just open the StatCruch, open this data, and then you click new data table. It'll give you a new table just like this one. Okay. What do you need to do for problem 2? I'll show you several questions, and then you try the rest of yourself. The first one is construct a confidence interval of the population proportion at a given level of confidence. X is given, N is given 95% confidence. So, we click stat. First click stat. You can see Z stats, T stats, and proportion stats. Basically, those 3 formulas I give you, you can also use these 3 functions to do it. So this one is it's proportion, because the 95 confidence interval and is X and M, and it's one sample. In this topic 9 assignment is all just one sample, okay? And then it's with data or summary. We don't have data here. You can see there is no icon. We can open the data, but I can open with the summary. Number of success 540, number of observations 1200. 95 confidence interval, and then compute. It gives you lower limit and upper limit, and the confidence interval is 0.4. Also up bound is going to be 0.4378. So lower bound is 0.422. Okay, so that's how I do the first one. That's this one we can skip it, and number 4 is very similar as the number 3. Sorry, number 2 is, let me see, 24 reported and obtained one estimate receives 10. Okay, so it's about the same. Okay, you can try the same thing again. It's just exactly the same as the number 2. One sample with the summary. Number of success 44 has side effects, right? Okay, so 200. 95 confidence interval. What confidence? Well, it doesn't say any confidence interval. We just assume it's 95. We can change it later. I think it'll ask you later. Okay, so now it asks you P, which is the proportion. It's going to be 0.22, right? Well, then I think it asks you verify the requirements, construct confidence interval P satisfied. So then it asks you to you can figure out this by yourself, like which one is right. Okay, and you have to check MP times 1 minus P, and if it's bigger than 10 or not. If it's not, so then you cannot use the confidence. You cannot use the Z-score to do it. Check PQ times N. I think it is satisfied. Okay, and then 99 confidence interval for this one. What you need to do, we just did 95 confidence, right? So now I just added what I did before. I just changed 95% to 99%. Then you just compute again. You got a confidence interval is 0.145. Up bound is 0.295. Okay, so that's number 4. You can finish that the rest by yourself. I think this video mainly just tell you how to find out those confidence interval and the sample size. So next one, the sample size. Proportion sample size, you can also use that to do it as well. So you do proportion step, one sample, and you see that with summary, the next two is the sample size. So you can do width, estimate within 0.04, 94% confidence interval, right? So now what you need to change is first one is what? Is 90% confidence. So change that into 0.9 confidence interval. Targeted proportion. Proportion is 0.32. The confidence interval is estimate within 0.04. So it's 0.04 to left, 0.04 to right. So together it's 0.08 to the width. Okay. And then you compute. So it's going to be 368. Wait. 3.8. 0.32, 90 confidence interval. Yeah, you choose. Sometimes you choose the next one because this only give you 0.08. You can see the right answer is 369, and this is 368. It's just a rounding errors. It's going to be either 368 or 369. But in this case, you're better to check it yourself and see which one is right, but you can use the formula. And then, if she does not use any prior estimate, it means you don't have the 3.32. So if it doesn't give you, so we'll just assume it's equals 0.5, just half and a half, half right, half wrong, right? So that's what we do it. How we do it. And then you check that, compute again, 423. In previous one I have 423, so I think you can try at least a 424 or 423. Okay, so it's 424 because I think that the software only estimate to there's a rounding error here. So you choose the next number, next integer. So it's going to be 424. Sometimes this one is right. Sometimes it's the next one. So you can use your formula to try to verify it. This is a software. It can't like 100% right sometimes. But this one is right. Okay. Number 6, you can do the same thing. It's exactly the same thing as number 5. Okay. And number 7, find the t-values. This is pretty simple. You just have the t-value, have nothing to do. Just look at the table. Find the t-values, 0.15, 27 degree. 0.15 is this one, and scroll it down to 27 degrees, so 1.057. Next one, find t-values, 0.05 with 27 degrees. 0.05, find it, 0.05, go to 27. So it's 1.703. Okay, you finish that by yourself. Next one is number 8. This one is pretty simple. It's the same as the problem 1 I give you. You add those two, divide by 2, give you the population mean. Use the upper bound minus the mean, give you the error. This one, it construct a 95%. Let me just give you how to increase sample size, decrease. Okay. So now I give you a similar exercise. So lower bound again. Oh my goodness, I have to do that. Okay. So now let me give you a brand new problem in this one. Just let me give you a wrong one and show you how to use the software to do this. Okay. It has a lot of questions. Let's do a brand new one. So now in number 9 is x is what? Standard deviation is not sigma. So the sigma is unknown, which means we are going to use t-distribution. You just click stat and t-distribution. This section with only one sample. So go one sample. And it doesn't give us like a lot of data. So not with the data, but with the summary. Okay. Standard mean is what? 17.6. Standard deviation is 4.5. Sample size is given to you as 34. And 95 confidence interval compute. You got lower limit and upper limit. 16.02 and 19.17. 2 decimals. That's right. And 95 confidence interval, you can just add it. And you change the sample size into 51. And then you compute it. You have is 16.33 and 18.86. Okay. When the sample size increase, then the error will decrease. Okay. You will do the rest by yourself. Okay. This one, if the construct 99 confidence interval, you just change option, added this, and change the 95 into 99. You got a new lower bound and upper bound. Okay, so you can just type in this construct any 34. Wait, let me check if the sample size is 34 again. Okay, so you have the lower limit is 15.49, upper limit 19.71. Okay, you finish the rest by yourself. And number 10. Okay, this one there's nothing to say about this. You figure that out by yourself. This is exactly the same thing as this one. Okay, XS, mean value, standard deviation, and it asks you find the confidence interval. The sample size are given, so you can do exactly the same thing. Stat, t-distribution, one sample with the summary. Mean value 11.6, standard deviation 16.6. Sample size 1019, confidence interval 90% interval. And you compute. You have lower limit is 10.74 and the upper limit 12.46. Okay. Number 12 is exactly the same, but we choose since the data is given to you. So now you have to open it in the StatCruch, use this data here. So what you need to do, you still do the t-distribution, but t-distribution one sample. This time you don't choose the summary, you choose the data because the data gives to you, and it doesn't give you the summary. So now you choose the one sample with the data. Okay, choose the variable one, choose 99% confidence interval, and then you just compute it. It gives you a lower limit and an upper limit. 12.31, 22.62, no, 63. Okay, and you figure that by yourself. And this is ask you the sample size, number 14. You still do the same thing. You click, let's close this one, do stat, and there is t-distribution because the sigma is unknown, but S is known. So it's t-distribution, one sample with what? With the data with the summary. This is not asking you for the confidence interval. It asks you for sample size because it asks you requires how many subjects. It means what? How many subjects means what? It means sample size. So we're going to choose the sample size. It gives you what? It gives you within 4 books with that. So you can choose 4 books, and now you choose sample size. Okay. So now it's 90% confidence in interval, so it's 0.90. Standard deviation is given to you 12.7, and the within 4 books, so it's going to be within 4 books. I think it's 8, and that computer size is 30. Let's try to see if it's right. Okay, so you can do this exactly the same thing for the B. So, harmonics of a linear estimate mean value. The previous within 2 books, so you change that into 4, and the computer again is 111 sample size. Okay, you figure the rest by yourself. And the number 15 is 95 confidence interval, to do a similar exercise. This one, n, x bar, s is both, everything's given. You still do the stat, t distribution, one sample with summary, because the data is not given, but the summary is, data summary is given. So just type in the mean value 70, and the standard deviation is 19, sample size is 12, and this is 90% confidence interval, so it's 0.90. Compute lower limit 60.15, upper limit 79.85. Okay, so number 16 is exactly the same thing as the previous one. The mean value is given, standard deviation is given, 95% confidence interval, so it is exactly the same as the previous one. Okay, it should be the same. This one, the survey that construct for that proportion, so you're going to use stat, proportion one sample, with data or summary. In this one, I think it's with, no, we don't have data, with the summary. One sample, proportion with the summary. So number of success, how many? 578. Number of observations, 1080. And confidence interval, 99%. And it said having 99% who worry about having enough money for retirement. So just compute it. Let me see. It's 0.49, 4 decimals. Change the last one to 1. Change the last one to 3 because the rounding error. Okay, so that's how you do all the 17 problems. I hope this helps you. Please finish your assignment as quickly as possible. Thank you very much.